She look familiar. At Coachella, what's her name? Isabella, forget it, yeah. It's like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna function, got some places we could go. Lot y'all got me speaking slow like, yeah, I'm blessed. I don't G8. You tryna, yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't go. Say less. Yeah. Say less. Hey girl, what it do? If you got friends, cool, bring a few through. No fun if the homies man. R.I.P. Nate Dogg, this too true. And you know what I'm down for. Round 2, round 3, and a round 4. Mood switch when she knocked at the front door. Next up was the uproar. Yeah, was like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna tuck off, got some places we could go. Swear she got the like wow, she's blessed. I'm blessed. I don't G8. You tryna yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't go. Say less.
Sheesh. What you saying? I don't understand. I'm out my mind. I popped. Sheesh. I swear this lock shot got me stuttering. Girl, you so fine, I fall in love.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Today we have an exciting matchup between two teams looking to perform on a big stage. It's the Giants going up against the Redskins.
All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with the New York Giants. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. This one taken just inside the 10. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by a guy who's moved around a bit in his career already. Out of the University of Texas, it's Colt McCoy.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victor.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Patriot!
The first carry down for Rob Kelly. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. And we look now at the defense for the Giants.
I still remember when Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie came out of Tennessee State in the draft, and I called a coach in his conference to ask a scouting report about him, and he said, well, we didn't do anything special. We didn't throw away from him or anything like that. I don't think that coach told me the truth. DRC is one of the best ball hawks in the league, had 6 interceptions in 2016, and continues to lock down elite receivers.
On 3rd down, McCoy. Out to the left, it's complete to Dodson. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys?
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go!
Looking to throw on second down. McCoy. Airing one out for Crowder. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. And even 50 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
From the gun, McCoy. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him.
And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Eli Rogers with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Redskins take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team is going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has, the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
And this is going to be caught. And how about that? Even after snapping it from back there, they still convert for the 2 points. Opening drive touchdown, and 2-point conversion.
Amazing nowadays for the kickers. I've actually talked with a few of them. They're more concerned about the point after touchdown than actually missing regular field goals. So maybe the coach is taking some pressure off here and just going for 2 and saying, I'm saving you for the big stuff later.
He's hanging out by the net. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by their 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, Eli Manning, in season number 14 now.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Wide open, it's Marshall complete. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Second down following the run. They'll run again now with Darquan. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. Justin Pugh, the left guard that time with a flag. Manning to throw on second down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
That was was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Josh Doctson, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. So a one-handed grab in the end zone, nothing much more rewarding than that for a guy catching it.
Not at all. And with what we just saw there, that type of a one-handed catch, what's next? Maybe they go up and almost Velcro with their jersey in the ball. That's about all that's left. That play, simply spectacular.
So a one-handed grab in the end zone, not much more impressive than that. And they'll get set here looking for the two-point conversion. They're going to try and run. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. Here's Darkwa, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The New York Giants offensively, their starters, and one guy out wide to take a look at, Sterling Shepard.
A really mature man in every way coming out of Oklahoma. Personally and professionally, you can play him out wide, play him in the slot. He can return punts for you. He's a dynamic playmaker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, and for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. Completes it to Marine. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. The 4th-year man from LSU, Brad Wing, to punt it away as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. The Redskins offense now. They head back onto the field. To throw from his end zone. McCoy. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. it. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay
in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
B.J. Goodson in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to a 1st down.
Here's Beckham. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn the overs. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack. And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it, and the Redskins scoop it. The 40, the 30, 10, and he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
Yeah, I think you're right, partner. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's It's Manning throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his big target, Brandon Marshall, and it's 3rd and short.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. You got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. The punter wing is on as he sends this one away. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to throw. McCoy. He's going to sling it into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Manning. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Over the middle, and it's caught. Brandon Marshall. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. All right, stat time. You have to go back to 1949 to find the last time a Giants team came back from 21 points down to win a football game. So history not exactly on their side. Throwing is Manning, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Again, they'll throw with Manning. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Not that we necessarily see this as being in the cards, but worth noting that 21 points would equal their franchise record for largest deficit overcome. Certainly plenty of work to do between now and then. And this is incomplete.
You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
Manning will try again on second down. And this will be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, off goes Manning, and on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrich Rosas, for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. So we've reached halftime here on the Thanksgiving night as we send you down to Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Redskins are happy to be in front right now and just want to play 2 more solid quarters. The Giants didn't play their best, and they'll need to be at their best now to come back. All right, let's do this. Here's the first half highlights. Redskins open up on offense. The long ball will find his mark here later on the drive, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to the 7-yard line. Giants on offense. First quarter winding down. Manning's throw under pressure leads to the turnover. Redskins will come away with the football. Now following the turnover, the deep ball is on target here. After the long pass, he'll score. About halfway through the second quarter, the football is going to be up for grabs here. Redskins end up picking up the ball and scoring. Redskins up now by 21.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And the Giants ready to come out now. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7. Leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Manning to throw on 3rd and 1. He finds Beckham complete. Manning able to find OBJ there for a Giants first down.
You know as well as I do, it's really important to get Odell Beckham Jr. involved early. And that's the first time that Eli Manning was able to find him, and we're in the second half.
You think he and Eli maybe had some words on the sideline? Hey, let's get on the same page.
Without a doubt, because they know that kick starts their team. That gets them going. And now they have to do it again and again as we go down the stretch.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
He was trying to hit his big receiver, Brandon Marshall. That'll bring up second down. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down. So he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency. These guys had to settle for a field goal the last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. And the kick by Rosas is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call the put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That would be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Operating from the gun, McCoy. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Olivier Vernon in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.